Once I've chased Uzumi out, I have dinner with Yukari, then retire to my room. I have a cigarette while I'm warming myself by the hibachi. My thoughts are buzzing with the details of our conversation. 1 foot lit on fire. If that's supposed to be a copycat murder, then what's the deeper meaning? There's no idiom for lighting one's foot on fire. The closest we have is light a fire under one's feet. It means something along the lines of danger is approaching. Well, there's a big difference between foot and underfoot. Since I don't have all the details, I don't know exactly how the leg was burned. The meaning may lie behind the method used. I should try looking at this from a different perspective. The corpse discovered in Thomas' cemetery had his left arm amputated. Why? If they didn't want her fingerprints to be collected, then they would have cut off both arms. So, why only one? Could there have been some important characteristics on the victim's left arm? A tattoo, for instance, or... Nah, that only happens in detective stories. The arms must hold some significance for the killer. But with the little information we have, it's impossible to tell what that is. I'll move on to the other case, the dismemberment. This one's probably a little simpler. Both arms, both legs, and the head. Relatively speaking, they're easy to transport. It's likely that after the victim was murdered, the killer's next step was to dismember and dispose of the body. The torso may still be lying out there somewhere, discarded. In order to commit such a crime, the perpetrator must have a composed, analytical mind. I can infer that much from what I already know, but given my lack of information, there is little point in speculating further. At the very least, we can start investigating the people related to her if we can learn the victim's identity. Right now, we can't even guess a motive. It all begins tomorrow. Looks like I'm back to living at my office in Shinjuku, starting tomorrow. But before that, a bath. My office doesn't have one for obvious reasons, so the only place I can get a hot soak is at home. Well, there are a number of soap lands near my office, but draping a towel over my shoulders, I stand up. Even so, for these two incidents to occur in such close proximity, is it the work of a single murderer, or mere coincidence? The two crime scenes are roughly 5 kilometers apart as the crow flies. If there's only one perpetrator, then both scenes should be within his range of movements. However, there's no way we could get around carrying a body. The suspect would have to own a car. These days, that could be anyone. I haven't narrowed down the suspect list at all. No good. It's time for a bath. Huh? Hello, Yukari. Brother. Sorry. I think it'll be pretty cramped if we both get in together. No, my dear sister. The problem here is an entirely different matter. I can wash your back, at least. How does that sound? Nah, I'll pass. Tell me when you're done with your bath. Yukari cocks her head at me doubtfully. I turn away and leave the changing room. Sheesh. I don't know if that's what I'd call composure or something else. I return, or rather flee, to the living room, then flop to the sofa. Normally, she's pretty straight-laced, but from time to time... This really worries me. I wish she were a little more reserved about this sort of thing. After a while, Yukari gets out, and we switch places in the bath. Shall I wash your back for you, brother? I said it's fine. Go warm up before you catch a cold. Seriously. I'll never get used to this. After my bath, I sit facing the hibachi in my room. What a day. I grab a pack of cigarettes off my desk and stick one in my mouth. I toss the lit match into the hibachi. Phew. I sigh, exhaling smoke. There's more in my mind than just the job I accepted from Uzumi. No, it's not Yukari's naked body. It's that mysterious girl I met this morning in the park. Should I think of this as simply another job? Find her true self. Huh? Perception of oneself. That has something to do with psychology, right? If that's the case, there's not a lot a detective like me can do. She should go consult some well-known shrink or doctor. Well, I suppose it's a pretty natural concern for someone her age. Brother, I'm going to bed soon. The screen slides open and Yukari pokes her head inside. Okay. Good night, Yukari. I look up and answer her. I briefly consider asking about the girl from this morning, but thought better of it. It looks like they attend the same school, so she might know something. However, it doesn't feel like the right time to bring it up. Instead, I ask her about something else. Hey Yukari, what would you think if someone asked you to find their true self? Is that a riddle? Let's see. Yukari's expression softens. The intent may be to state that the person they are now is not their true self. Right now, they're dissatisfied with their current self and believe that their true, happy self exists somewhere. Yukari's gaze turns towards the ceiling as she answers. If it's a riddle, then the answer should be simpler. No, that helped a great deal. Thanks, and good night. If I was able to help, then I'm glad. Good night, brother. Yukari leaves, a smile on her face. Unhappy with her current self. At first glance, I didn't think the girl who called herself Kuchiki Toko seemed particularly depressed. Of course, we didn't exactly have a deep conversation, so I don't know how accurate my impression is. There's gotta be something deep within that cat-like girl's heart. When I head into the living room the next morning, the table has already been set for breakfast. I guess Yukari's prepared it for me. There's a piece of paper wedged under the plate of sunny-side-up eggs. There's a note written in neat brushstrokes. After you eat, please go to work. I will prepare dinner. Yukari. Using calligraphy for a note to her brother. As refined as ever. It looks like she's already left. Students have it pretty rough since they have to go so early. Well then, I guess I'll eat and return to my office. The crime scene is in Fuchu, so going there directly from here would be faster, but I need to pick up my investigation notebook. With any luck, I can get Uzumi to meet me there. If he brings a car, it'll make getting around a lot easier. Well then, let's get going. I take a final swallow of cold miso soup, stand up, and set out. After taking the Senbu line to Shinjuku, I walk along Yasukuni Street to my office. Yasukuni. One day later, my workplace is still pristine. Well, that's a given. I open my desk drawer and take out the notebook. This has seen me through many cases over the years. In here, I take notes about information and people of interest. Better still, it has a map. I may as well fill in what I've learned up till now. I sit in a chair and start writing. I guess that's about it. Just as I look up from my work, the silhouette of a man with a large build appears behind the glass door. Okay, this notebook thing, I can now click on it. Why? Okay. So apparently I can look at people's profiles here. An old friend of mine owns Cafe World. Her husband died in an accident 7 years ago. An old friend. Yukari, little sister. She's calm, composed, and handles all the household chores, the pillar of the Tokisaka family. She's somewhat out of touch with other people. Toko, a girl who I met in the park. I don't really understand her, and she gave me a strange search request. No occupation and no relationship. Relation employee at the Moon World Cafe. I think that kind of gets repetitive. Employee. A new hire at Moon World. Used to help out at the brothel. Yuki Shiro Inueno. Uzumi. The MPD Division 1 detective. Former co-worker. A detective of the MPD's investigation division. Holds the rank of sergeant. We've been inseparable companions since back in the day. Alright, evidence list. A girl's request. March 4th, Shinjuku Park. Accepted a strange request to find the true me. Did he accept? I don't remember accepting. The Park Corpse. Synopsis. Date discovered, February 29th. Place discovered, the park. Arms, legs, and head were found. No torso. Date discovered, March 2nd. Place discovered, Tama Cemetery grounds. Buried underground. Only the leg was sticking out and it had been lit on fire. The left arm was amputated. Investigating memos. Saturday the 3rd. Finished with work. It's been a while since I've been home, so I decided to head back. It looks like there's a new employee at Moon World. So this part looks more like a journal. Sunday the 4th. Met a strange girl. The new employee at Moon World is named Hatsune. I got a request from Uzumi investigating the dismemberment murder. Map. Oh, neat. So, let's see. Here is our house, Moon World. The park here. The detective agency and the this is Shinjuku Station? Right. Okay. So I'm investigating the park murder? No, the Tama Cemetery murder. Where's Tama Cemetery? I don't have Tama Cemetery? Crime scene. Okay, so there's the first one. There's the second one. Okay, I got this. What happens if I click on one of these? It doesn't do anything? Okay. Good to know. Correlation diagram. Those two work together. They're old friends. That's the guy I'm playing as? Okay, that's neat. So the three of these people are old friends? Okay. Client and siblings. Alright. Good to know. And that's not what I want to look at. Exit that, please. Okay. Just as I look up from my work, the silhouette of a large man appears at the door. Okay, good. Hey, Reiji. As I thought, it was Uzumi. I'm already here. Shall we go check out the crime scene? Sticking the notebook in my pocket, I stand up. Yeah. Though, I should warn you, 3 days have already passed, so I doubt there's much left at this point. Even so, we might find something. As I admonish Uzumi, we step outside. From here, we should take the Chuo line to Musashi Sakai, and then the Tamagawa line to Tama Cemetery. Now wait just a minute, Uzumi. I stop him from leaving and look around. Didn't you come here in a patrol car? There aren't any cars parked nearby. Seems it wasn't that long ago that you were bragging to me of the Force's new Toyo pets. You idiot. I can't just take one for a joyride when there's no emergency. You'll pay for your tickets. So, let's get a move on. Alright. Slumping my shoulders, I follow after Uzumi to Shinjuku Station. I'd been hoping for a ride in the new car, but on second thought, I'd rather not look like a criminal that's being carted around.